Hey Jeff, I was just sitting here at GR8Conf. It's pretty cool, and just thinking about Ratpack, as I do. I was wondering what you thought about, if you take a look at different web frameworks like Springboot, which has been growing in popularity, Grails, which is also pretty cool, and you take a look at Ratpack. I think we can kind of see like a trend of convergence on something happening, right?
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of the reactive streams really coming into their own and seeing a lot with the newest versions of Spring really take that on. I'd like to see it as a validation of some of the models that we've seen in Ratpack. And we've also seen this kind of more and more opinionated things come out of other frameworks where I think Ratpack's staying very unopinionated, which I think is key. I think it's a very nice proving ground, so you can try it with a lot of different methodologies and teams because it just kind of stays out of your way. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it is interesting. Like when you think about like why is everyone going to reactive, and then I think the other question is like if you think about how people have been programming, everyone's used to programming in an imperative kind of fashion where you're kind of making things happen line by line. And when you take reactive into consideration, that kind of blows all that away. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe the mainstream Java enterprise folks are ready for something like that. And if they're ready to like consider all the various failover modes that you could have in reactive programming, it's interesting. Like you think you can just slap reactive on something and automatically think it's magic and everything's going to be fine. But so yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how your everyday Java developers are going to be thinking about reactive programming when they use something like Spring Boot or Spring Boot 2 or like Spring 5 or I think did Grails have something on the roadmap for reactive?
Yeah, Grails already has the RX Java plugins that allows you to do a lot of the nice reactive work. And then I know with the newer versions of Spring Boot, that'll eventually work its way into the new versions of Grails as well. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. We have all of this reactive work. I think the way people are going to think of it, though, is as you get more and more of these microservice systems, like reactive just feels like a very natural way to have back pressure and things like that flow across the system. So I think naturally people are just going to start working into it as they start doing the microservices tied with reactive. Just kind of this nice cycle that just makes everything a little better, I think.